way under.
Really?
Welcome to King Field on a Friday night. You see the coin toss here between the Baldwin Woodville Blackhawks and the Somerset Spartans. Level 3 WIAA playoff game. I'm Jeremy Nygaard, joined by Nick Pack. Somerset wins the toss, defers to the second half. That means Baldwin Woodville will take the kickoff and go right to left on your screen. We got Zach Ambrose back on the camera. That is a good thing. And we got Nick Pack by my side. Nick, how you doing tonight?
I am very excited to have Zach back, more than you viewers are. As luckily we struggled last week with some internet connection, but I did try and read the ads, which was the first, and good thing that Zach's back, so don't worry about that. But,
you did. You made it through one ad, sort of.
I made it as a strong word, but hey, we made it to level 3. That's the important part. Another week of practice, and we talked a couple weeks ago when we were here against Ellsworth, and it was going to take 3 upsets of some kind to be back here at King Field. And Somerset week 1 went down to O'Connell Falls. Very impressive 38-12 victory. Baldwin took care of Ellsworth at home without
Cal Smith.
Yep. So it wasn't the prettiest of games. Those of you who watched that or witnessed that, it wasn't the Blackhawk team maybe you're used to. But at this point, a win's a win. They went on to level 2. Went down to Somerset, or went down to St. Croix Central. Kind of reversed the script from a couple weeks prior. Got out to a huge 21-0 lead. Ended up seeing a quick deficit for all of about one play. It trailed 22-21, and it was a 69-yard pass from Cal Smith to Monacan. Give the Blackhawks the lead back, and they end up taking that to a victory, 46-29, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Over Somerset.
Central.
Somerset. Then went to Mosinee, another long travel. Up early. Mosinee appeared to have a good second half comeback. Up, doubled, 2 scores late. Somerset scored with less than a minute to go. Missed a 2-point conversion. Trailed by 4, I believe. Recovered the onside, and with no time left, they completed a pass in the end zone. Send them home victorious and send them on another week of practice, and here to King Field, a much shorter drive for Somerset.
Yeah, and before that first touchdown with less than a minute left, they had turned the ball over at midfield on downs, and Mosinee just had to run clock, and they fumbled. And so it was an improbable comeback for the Spartans, but you play the game, right? You got to play all 48 minutes, and the Spartans did that better than Mosinee. And as a treat, we get a Middle Border Conference rematch that we saw early in the season. I believe it was 26-20 when these two teams played. Somerset actually had the ball late, and just couldn't get the tying or go ahead score. So I believe on that telecast we said we thought there would be a rematch between those teams.
Yeah, and I remember thinking throughout the year too that, I mean, Somerset's very talented. I think they kind of struggled throughout the year, maybe, if you will. I mean, even a downside of possibly losing to Amory and some of their playoff hopes almost being shattered. Do get in with the three wins, and now they've hit stride when you need to. I mean,
right.
We talked O'Connell Falls, they scored 38 points, and last week scored 42 against a Mosinee team that had given up 0 or 3 points their last
all conference season.
7 weeks of the regular season. They got 3 points total. And Somerset went in and put up a 42 spot against them. So hitting stride at the right time, that's all it takes right now. Is it's one game, and depends on how you're playing that night, and hopefully the Blackhawks get it rolling again earlier tonight. We saw that they will receive the kickoff, which, who knows? Again, we talked about anything can go in the playoffs here. I don't want to expect an early onside, but things like onside, things like the flea flicker, the hook and lateral, we've seen that. Halfback passes, anything like that is always in play, especially the farther into the playoffs you go. You've had those weeks to to practice and prepare for that. And yeah, beautiful night here though.
It is.
Compared to
some of the nights we've had, yeah. And so I think the story of last week's game, I don't think, it was. The story was the return of Cal Smith. Cal went out in the first quarter of week 9 against Amory as we were about to punch in a second touchdown, and it just wasn't the same offense without Cal. Obviously, it wasn't the same offense because we were playing in mud, but we ended up going behind, and then Graydon Monacan was able to help bring that team back. But going into Ellsworth, as you mentioned, we struggled without Cal, and we saw a lot of Gavin Sell at quarterback, which was a fun little wrinkle. Gavin's an exceptional athlete. He's an exceptional wide receiver, but he had never really played quarterback, and we were able to hold that team off. A great defensive effort. But then last week at St. Croix Central, the Willie or won't he all week, and it became evident relatively quick that Cal looked pretty healthy.
He did, and it's the only thing of he might not even been 100%. You know, he did run the ball very well, but he completed the passes very well. A lot of quick passes last week. You know, he ended up completing, I want to say 13 in a row or something like that to end the game-ish. Somewhere in that mark, but it was a lot of the just stand up and just take what you can. The extended run, if you will, was almost the plays. And I'd look to see Somerset try and take that away, but that, you know, now all of a sudden it just opens up that deep threat of you fake that and you go deep. You know, Cal's very versatile. He can throw the ball downfield, as we've seen. It's take what the defense gives you. When you got the weapons, Colin Fritz has really come on here lately. Again, not that he hasn't been strong all year. He's took on a different role. Now it's playoff time. He's catching the ball over the middle. We've seen a couple tight end pop passes with him. I'd like to see the running game keep going. Get both Johansson and Halldorf involved in the running game, as well as Hush and Vinadal coming off the edge. A balanced attack. Defensively, again, it's going to take a lot to stop the Somerset team, a completely different Somerset team than what they saw week 4 or week 3, I believe it was.
Right, and Somerset led by quarterback Kane Donnelly. Kane is a really good thrower, excellent runner. He keeps plays alive with his feet. Has it's Dylan Lesha, right?
Yes.
Dylan Lesha on the perimeter, big, tall, physical receiver. And I think when they played us before, they went to Lesha in the end zone, kind of a jump ball, and I'm like, you know what? It's going to be a problem if they figure that out throughout the year. Just throw it up to Lesha. I think he's got 7 touchdown catches on 25 catches on the season. And then Cayman Gebheim is a stud on both sides of the ball. He's your running back who's run for over 1,000, and in my opinion, he was voted he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. Easton Stone did from Rice Lake, but Gebheim to me was just as good, if not better, maybe deserving of that Defensive Player of the Year. So this Somerset team is no joke. I mean, if there's people here on the Baldwin Woodville side thinking that it's going to be an easy one, it ain't. And Somerset's going to be super confident coming off those 2 big road wins. And like we've seen, like this team, both teams are capable of putting up a lot of points. And I think it's going to be, like I say quite often, who's going to avoid turnovers, right? Who's going to win the field position battle, and which player, and there's a lot of them, is going to make the biggest play on the night. So we're excited to have you all here at Blackhawk TV, and we're going to have some in-arena stuff soon, I would think. I haven't heard Torgy at all.
No, which surprising. He does a very good job. Usually he's welcoming visiting Spartans by now, but I did notice when I came in too that I thought the clock was kind of set a little earlier than normal. I don't have time on me right now,
6:52.
So we're 7 minutes ahead, which gives you ample time for lineups and Torgy to talk a little bit, I guess, if you will, make everyone listen to his beautiful voice.
And my understanding was Torgy was out going to his Florida home after the Central game and is back.
Came back?
This, yeah.
Well, he didn't want to give double duty to our timer. The timer's got enough troubles getting that clock started and stopped, and as good a job as his backup would do. Let's keep it to one task for each of them. as we noticed on the broadcast last week, that sometimes you're asked to do a task and you're not very good at them.
Matt Smith says if we can't get this to work, that you should sing the anthem.
The Matt Smith?
The one of probably a million Matt Smiths, and only.
Matt better be having a lot of what he used to have back in the day for him to enjoy the national anthem if I'm going to sing it. he knows much better.
I wonder if we're having an issue with our PA, because this is.
Good evening, everyone.
There you go.
No,
right on cue.
Tonight's Division 4 and Level 3 playoff game is a matchup of two Middle Border Conference teams, the visiting Somerset Spartans.
Yeah, as mentioned just there, the two Middle Border Conference teams here. In Level 3, we have 3 teams still surviving, as Rice Lake is also playing tonight in Level 3. I think they're playing tonight, are they not? Or
Rice Lake, I'd assume they are.
Right.
No Middle Border team has lost to a non-Middle Border team in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, we end up getting 5 teams in, and the Blackhawks beat Ellsworth and beat Central, the only 2 losses for Middle Border. As you said, Ellsworth made two long-distance travels. I talked to one of their players' dads. I'm like, are you guys going to drive to like Toma and back to get here just to be in a routine? You got a routine going right now, and he came back, but they found a nice little stop somewhere along the way. He said he might try and hit up that spot, but
that makes sense.
Yeah. Sometimes you get in those routines and you just kind of want to stick to them. You look at the number of players. I mean, it's a big difference too. Although we got, I guess, 25 coaches out there, so maybe that kind of spreads it out.
And I think we have some freshmen suited up too, potentially. And they're standing way closer to each other, and a bunch of guys on the sideline.
Yeah.
It seems a little less energetic.
Yeah, and Torgey seems quieter than normal. Maybe it's extra layer on top of the head, but the stands are filling up as we speak. I expect the crowd to continue to roll in here as Friday night, but we'll have the national anthem here by the Baldwin High School Band. Sorry, Mr. Smith. Jeremy turned my mic down. I was trying to sing, but
well, you were singing. You just couldn't hear you.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to go with that.
Thanks for joining us at Blackhawk TV. If you're here for the first time, a like, a subscribe, those things are appreciated on our channel. And here we go. We're going to have Somerset announces a team, it appears.
Those that are joining us again, maybe you should tell them about your feature you're featuring tonight, so they might not have to do it themselves.
Yeah, so I've been spending a lot of time on the tech side of things after last week's not great performance, and so we do have a replay button, which you saw if you went over to the central side. Hopefully that works the way I want it to. And you can certainly always rewind YouTube and watch it over, but we'll play replays on on our big plays, what it'll do, it'll just bring it back 15 seconds. You'll see replay up in the top right-hand corner. That's where you'll know it's a replay.
A defensive back, number 34, Blake.
Clock will stay up in the top left, as always.
At linebacker, number 38, Cooper.
He says it's okay that you didn't sing the national anthem, but he wants "Oh Canada" at the end of the first quarter.
Wow.
Thornton.
Yeah.
At linebacker, number 69, Dylan Livingston.
So they didn't go as a team, huh? I thought that was Somerset's thing.
Again, it's playoff level 3. I mean, no reason to
hold it back.
Right. Give all. I mean, we saw last week when Baldwin went on the road, we announced lineup.
Our offense.
Our offense would normally, we'll.
I don't remember a single time that in all of Dan's tenure that he's had the offense be announced, aside from the night that he was welcoming Cal back to the lineup.
Number 5, Braden Monacan.
So yeah, it should be a pretty healthy Blackhawk roster here. Again, got a little banged up last week between. We saw Selko down a little bit, but one more week for Cal to recover, and hopefully he's got that stomach till churn. And you miss a week as a competitor like Cal is, and he comes out last week and has a performance like he did. Hopefully he can match that again this week. Conditions should be great for both teams to be able to throw the ball. Not much wind at all. Flag sitting almost straight down.
Yeah, I'll take that as a broadcaster. No wind, no rain, and that I think as a player, as a coach, we've talked about how poor weather's an equalizer of sorts. When you have nice weather like this, you're going to get the best of both teams.
Right. For the casual football fan, this is what you want. 40 degrees or so at kickoff, and no wind, and like I said, both teams healthy. That's what you want for a level 3.
It's the first level 3 game for the Blackhawks since 2010. Saturday afternoon victory over the previously undefeated Northwestern Tigers. That game happened because of a level 2 victory for the Blackhawks over the Somerset Spartans.
Was that the year that Somerset was undefeated that you said that you beat them? Lost them in the regular season or no?
We did lose to them in the regular season. I don't know if I feel like they maybe had a non-conference loss. We went into their place week 9 undefeated and lost that game. That happened in 2008 and in 2010. Both seasons saw us go back on the road in level 2 and beat Somerset to host a level 3 game. And now we see Somerset here trying to avenge a loss. Tables have really turned. Let's see how the Blackhawks do.
Cayman Gebheim set to get level 3 off, and here we go in Baldwin. It is deep. Feenendahl will take it about the 17. Hides behind some blockers, and he's going to get out to about the 30-yard line where he's brought down, and Cal Smith, senior, will lead his offense out with the first possession here in Baldwin.
One thing I wish that I had done this week is update Cal's career stats, because he is closing in on a lot of season and, well, it's mostly season. This is his first year as the quarterback, but a lot of season stats as a quarterback. Season records.
Just shy of 2,000 passing yards for the season. He will, by all means, probably hit that tonight. He's going to fake and go out the middle. Spins out the first tackler. Trying to dodge the next one. Going to get out close to about the 40. Going to be close to a first down. Cal Smith. On the read, going to follow the fullback, halfback, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be just shy of the first down.
He's got to touch the line, right?
First and 10 for Baldwin Woodville.
First and 10 right from the 40.
And one thing that I'm not going to do on regular plays is hit the replay button, because we're trying to
quick
go.
Pass. You might replay this one. You might replay this one. That is Gavin Sal down the sideline. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Blackhawks. That is 60 yards. Play 2, 11:26 to go in the first quarter. Just a quick pass, Cal Smith to Gavin Sal. 60 yards, 6-0. And the Blackhawks are on the board first.
Yeah, they got a replay.
Yeah. talk about we won't replay that one, but we'll get play two here. It was a great couple blocks out there, Hush and Hudson, of course, Colin Fritz. I mean, as much as this O-line blocks and all the receivers, running backs block, I don't know if there's anyone that likes blocking more than Colin Fritz.
Nobody in the world likes blocking more than Colin Fritz.
Right, and him and Hush got a great block out there to secure the edge, and Gavin Smith takes her 60 yards. Gus Croning, puts it through the uprights. 7-0, quick strike for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, and you mentioned Colin. Colin is the only kid that I know, and he was playing significant snaps as a sophomore as a receiver. And he was asking if he could just get on the line.
Play line.
Like, no kids ask that. Kids don't want to play line typically. Kids are asking to play the play, do the things that Gavin did.
Where your stats are shown.
And he's like, just let me play line. And so when he can go out and make a block and spring a guy, nothing makes that kid happier. That's a great way to start for the Hawks.
Yeah, 10-yard run for a first down, and then followed up with the 60-yard pass.
You know, I think
that did put Cal over the 2000. Oh, no, sorry, he was 1938 going into tonight, I believe. So,
you know, Gavin being a junior, as good as he is, kind of the knock on him playing high-level football is his speed. We saw what he just did in a 60-yard foot race. Ain't nobody catching him.
They didn't catch him. You know, and that's the 40-yard dash is something that's very overrated, and scouts will tell you that. And it's different running with pads on and not pads on. This is number 24, Carson.
And they're gonna get
Belisle coming back.
They're gonna get a face mask.
Carson Belisle on the return for Somerset.
Up to the 20, but as Jeremy mentioned, it could very easily be a face mask here, which
on the tackle for the
would tack on.
There is a penalty flag in the field.
Yeah,
tack on 15. Yep.
They did a personal foul, huh? Wow.
It's a personal foul face mask penalty against Baldwin Woodville.
Don't like those.
15-yard.
So starting field position for the Somerset Spartans will be the 35 on their opening possession here.
And Somerset will begin their first possession of tonight's game with a first and 10 from their own 35.
As Jerry mentioned in the pregame, it is senior Kane Donnelly. Sorry, junior Kane Donnelly. Gives to Gebheim. They get out to about the 40, where he is brought down.
Gebheim, the ball carrier.
And there's going to be some chirping from the Somerset sideline and stands. When your quarterback carries out a fake, he needs to expect to be tackled. And I don't know if you could see that on the view here, but he handed the ball off, carried out a fake, and Jackson Johansson tackled him. And,
right.
And he's getting some helmet work done right now, because I'm sure getting driven into the ground and the helmet came unsnapped and they can't get the snap back up. But that is not a penalty. That's, you know, if he's not carrying out a fake, if he's just standing there and you go and drill the guy, you can't do that. But he carried out a fake even though he's kind of watching the runner, and he gets tackled. So I think that's kind of a point of emphasis for the defense is you go tackle guys if they seem to be acting as a ball carrier.
As good as people can carry all fakes nowadays, yeah, you just don't know. He does give again, Gavin in the middle, brought down immediately. They give him a yard or so, give him about third and 3 or 4 for the Somerset Spartans on their opening drive.
And you notice that after Donnelly gave that, you know what he didn't do? He didn't pretend to be a ball carrier. And so just that type of thing tells the defense that much quicker who has the ball, right? If he hands it and he stands, we know the back has the ball.
3rd and a long 3 for Somerset. Be up the middle. Gebheim's going to have the first down. He's got a lot more. He might have an end zone. He's going to have one guy. He's going to have Monikin to beat, and Monikin's not going to get him. Gebheim in from 58 yards. And just like that, Somerset answers the big play with one of their own. Just inside 10 minutes. It's 7-6. Blackhawks. And one thing to know about Somerset, they will not bring a tee out. They will go for 2, so eventually they could get us into some weird situations on if we continue a high scoring pace of what Coach Kiefer wants to do, whether it's go for 1 or 2. But Somerset, all likelihood, will go for 2 every time. And it's going to be a fake. Going to look to pass. Go in the corner. It's going to be a tough catch over the shoulder. And that will fall incomplete. So, 2 minutes in, 2 touchdowns in, but the Blackhawks lead 7-6.
Before I read the sponsors, on that touchdown play, I almost feel like Somerset must have done something different because it really seemed as though whatever the Hawks were reading was suggesting that ball's coming to the defense's left. And so whether it was a miskey or something suggesting that, because it had everybody fooled, and that's not typical. But let me thank all of our sponsors here at Blackhawk TV: Baldwin Greenhouse, Firehelm Langer, Nielsen's Food, St. Croix Garage Doors, Strikers Lanes and Sports Bar, Timmerman Realty, St. Croix Custom Apparel, Baldwin Lightstream, CW Garage Door Distribution, Fenner and Jewelers, Schaefer Financial Services, Precision Excavating Enterprises, Precision Truck Service, A-Star Concrete, Culvers of Baldwin, Family Chiro Care, TMS Auto, Halverson Concrete Solutions, White Cat Financial Advisors, Pete's Construction, American Family Insurance, OEM Fabricators, and Western Wisconsin Health. Thank you to all of our sponsors here at Blackhawk TV.
So Gebheim will be set to kick off here after he takes 3 handoffs for 65 yards, including a 58-yard touchdown run. I mean, you got him out there with the lead blocker against Monica. I like Gebheim's chances to find the end zone. A little shorter kick. Johansson going to field it about 23. He'll cross the 30. He'll get out to about the 35-yard line where the Blackhawks will have their second possession, leading 7-6.
Owen Corringham on the tackle.
And we see
Blackhawks to begin their second drive of the night with a first
Trevor Murdoch getting a little talk to there on the sideline. He carried on a block, which is fine, but then kind of proceeded to clap towards a Somerset person. You just don't want to do that. Don't get in their face. No need for, we saw the penalty, 15-yard penalty against the Blackhawks with the face mask. No reason to back yourself up with something silly like that. Second possession, up the middle. I think that's Halldorf, I believe.
How much here for him?
He might get a yard.
Caden Halldorf, the ball carrier.
2nd and 9.
Team in Gebheim
2
on the
big
tackle.
plays, one by the
Gain of 1 yard in the carry brings up 2nd and 9
Blackhawks.
from the 36.
Cal to Gavin for 60, and then Gebheim on 58 on the ground, back to answer. Quick pass. Oh, Colin Fritz! Talk about big plays. We'll see how fast Colin Fritz can run. This might be 64. Colin Fritz, pop pass over the middle. Cal Smith, there's your 2,000 yards for the year. 64 yards. Colin Fritz, touchdown, 13-6. Nobody over the middle there. Just a fake, and it was catch it and find the end zone, Colin.
So, can you have a better statistical line than 2 for 2, 124 yards passing with 2 touchdowns?
And we'll throw on 10 yards rushing on top of that too. And the extra point, up and good. Gus Cronin gives the Blackhawks an 8-point lead. It's 14-6 with 9:17 to go here in the first quarter in Baldwin. It kind of reminded me of Adam's Friendship last year almost. Not quite as quick, but
just back and forth.
Points after points, and see who bends first.
All right, Nielsen's Foods has been serving communities since 1903. We offer full-service caribou coffee, bakery, deli, and meat departments. We pride ourselves with our award-winning Nielsen's Market meats and our friendly staff. Nielsen's vision is to build a strong family of customers and employees by delivering superior service to our customers, offering employee growth opportunities, reinvesting in our stores, and serving in our communities. I'm gonna blame the lack of focus on the touchdown. We lost focus, and that's got to be a cameraman thing, right? I never did that.
Rusty. He's rusty.
Yeah.
So it happens when you take a week off, I guess. How did we do down at what state cross country?
Wisconsin Rapids.
Good. Congratulations, those runners. Cronin set the kickoff. Nice kick here down Gonna let it go, and it does bounce into the end zone, where the Spartans will take over their second possession on the 20-yard line.
Gus wanted no part of the face mask penalty this time. He's just like, you know what, I'm going to put this one in the end zone.
Yeah, a little extra boost there, and sends her in.
To answer the question I just got, I do not know exactly how many passing yards Cal has this year, but you said it's...
Well, according to WISports, he had 1938 going into the game.
Okay, so he's got 2062, which I think is still behind Mason from last year.
Well,
So
quarterback's
Donnelly.
going to keep it. Donnelly's he's got a lot of room. Monica going to turn him up and try and make the stop. He does end up pushing him out of bounds just before midfield, but Kane Donnelly. Credit him with 27, 28 yards on the option there.
Ryan Veenendahl on the stop for the Blackhawks.
So we talked earlier, usually often about your roles. You know, if you're the pitch man, you're the dive man, you're the quarterback person, stick to your role. You might get beat once, but don't let that frustrate you. First and 10, Somerset from their own 48. Donnelly going to run left side. Cuts it back in, across midfield. Pick up 3.5 yards or so on first down into Blackhawk territory.
Jackson Johansson.
Score update, Wanakee leading Richmond 14-0 in the first quarter.
Gain of 3 yards
A lot of
on the carry, brings
points
up
quick
second
there
and
as well.
7 from the Baldwin Woodville 49.
Hopefully the Tigers can turn that around and answer that back. Up the middle, Gebheim. Going to get down to about the 45-yard line. Yeah, about a 3rd and 3 here for Somerset. 5 runs out of the get-go here for the Spartans. They did attempt to pass on the 2-point conversion, but got some people strolling in right now to Kingfield, looking up, going 14-6.
3 minutes and 50 seconds in.
What did I miss? 3rd and 3. 3 wideouts for Donnelly. Gebheim off to his right. Gebheim will get it. Stumbles a little bit, and he's going to get back to the 45, where it's going to be 4th and 3, and I would imagine Somerset will likely in Blackhawk territory go for it right away.
Yeah, Dylan Lesher was the all-conference punter of the year, but I can't see them doing that when you're at the 45. You kick it into the end zone and you're...
Yep. We got 2 on, we got 2 out. We're good here. Hustling off, and I would imagine some kind of
throw it to Lesher.
option play maybe. The Donnelly up the middle.
He's not
going to get it. Not Donnelly, sorry, that's Gebheim. Does get it. He'll get 2 yards is all. And by the spot of the officials and the rotation of the players, it is a turnover on down for the Blackhawks. Defense forcing it, and they'll take over their 3rd possession in good field position on their own 43-yard line.
So do you anticipate the Hawks scoring in the first 2 plays on this possession?
No, I don't.
Did you expect it on the last possession or the first possession?
No, I didn't. Trips to the left for Cal Smith. A little swing pass to Johansson. Tries cutting it up. He'll get out to about the 45. Pick up 2 yards for Jackson Johansson on the swing pass. 2nd and 8.
That really drops Cal's yards per completion from 62 to like 42.
Yeah, well, that was kind of close. I think it's still a forward pass, but it says almost a backwards pass. But Hush is going to get the speed sweep. Cuts it up. Nice little cut up there. He kind of plants and goes. Crosses midfield. It's going to be about a 3rd and 1. Hush. Credit him, about 7 yards there. 3rd and 1 for the Blackhawks. Very manageable.
Gain of 7 yards on the carry. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Just watching them for the first time. They do go quick, so make sure your popcorn is filled before they take over possession. Cal will look over and see if that's hauled over. Johansson next to him. Looks like Johansson. He's going to get the first down. He's across 45, down to the 40. Inside the 40 goes Jackson Johansson for the Blackhawks. First down. Let's say their first down, but they did get one on the first play.
Well,
and technically the touchdowns
are
are first downs.
Yep.
Gain up to the 39-yard line.
But that was our third play of that possession, so
giving the defense a rest. They get a stop, they get a rest.
Might be
Got
over now.
Monacan deep here. And Monacan hauls it in. And Monacan, it's your turn. 39 yards. Graydon Monacan. Took a little longer, but the Blackhawks in for the third time. It's 20-6. Blackhawks. I
was too late on that replay, Nick. I was too late.
He almost, it's not, don't read this the wrong way, but he almost underthrew him a little bit. Like in Cal Smith standards, like came back for a yard, but still nonetheless, Monacan there, hauls it in. Gus Croning out to attempt the PAT. Good snap, spot, and it is through, and 5:50 to go. Blackhawks, 3 possession. Cal Smith, 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers, and they lead it 21-6.
You know, maybe Cal intentionally did that because I'm not going to say it. His ball last week to Colton Hush in the corner. I watched that about 4 times today, and it was like wizardry because there was a hand right there and he somehow managed to do it. So my thought is if Cal doesn't throw it exactly where it's supposed to be, it's his choice to just throw it a little bit off, you know.
And he had to, Monacan had a good step or two on the D-back there, and it was one of those, get it out to him, and he did, and catch it and get in. And nice to see Monacan healthy again. We saw him with a sprained thumb a couple weeks ago. But again, last week he had the big play. I think the game-changing play last week when the Central came back from down 21-0, took the lead at 22-21. Cal found Monacan for the 59 or 69-yard touchdown pass, and on the first play of the drive, and it was all Blackhawks from there. So,
he's down.
He was down. So he slides to a catch on the 6-yard line. They're going to run a little reverse there. You got a little antsy. Unfortunately, once your knee goes down in high school, you are down. So the Somerset will take over from their own 6-yard line, trailing 21-6, just inside 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And I have to apologize on the touchdown. My habit is to start writing down the touchdown in the scoring recap as soon as it happens, and that's why I forgot to hit the replay button. It goes back 15 seconds. I was late, so I'm going to try not to make that mistake again.
Well, they lulled you to sleep with a 5-play drive instead of a 2-play drive. Up the middle, that's not Gebheim, that's
24.
That's Carson Bilal. I want to say, was it Tollickson that had the 70-yard run against the Blackhawks down here, number 30?
It was Blake Fox.
30?
That was 34.
Blake Fox, 34. Someone had a 70-yard run against
Gain of
Blackhawks
7 yards
here
to McGarry, brings up second down.
a couple weeks ago, but that was Bilal.
From the 13
Picks up 7.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Blake Fox on a trap. 70-yard run that got him back in the game. Start second half.
And I think that was Blake Fox there on the carry. He goes nowhere. It's going to be 3rd down for the Spartans. 3rd and about 4, long 3 yards.
No gain on the carry, brings up 3rd and 3.
Dangerous territory for the Somerset offense now. You kind of want to get that first down, get out from the old end zone. Last thing you want to do is give it back to Blackhawks, who their offense right now is clicking on all cylinders. So a little high snap, first pass, pump fake. He's going to run around. He's not going to evade the Blackhawk D-line. Fritz forced him inside. Counterparts were there to bring him down for the QB sack. Loses a couple. And we'll see that all-conference punter in Lusha.
Yep, and Gavin should back up. I would stand close to midfield. Yep. Gavin's on the 49-50s cross midfield. That's 52 yards away from where Lusha's going to kick this ball.
High snap. Lusha hauls it in.
Low.
Oh, it's going to bounce though. Going to get a good bounce. Somerset bounce inside Blackhawk territory. Down to about the 44-yard line, but the Blackhawks force a 3 and out, leading 21-6. We'll take over with 3:54 in the first quarter.
The market is changing. Take advantage of our combined 30-plus years of experience to guide you through it. Call Don at 715-684-9541 or Andrew at 715-928-0410 of Timmerman Realtors for all your realty needs.
Happy birthday, Don Timmerman. It's his birthday today.
Today is his birthday?
Today is his birthday. Today is his birthday.
I feel bad because I gave him a hard time for not wishing my wife a happy birthday on her birthday.
Well, there's still time.
Well, I talked to Don already and I didn't.
Little pop pass. Fritz going to haul it in.
Kills the average.
Pass completed to Colin Fritz.
Give him a yard.
Tackle by Kane.
Got to save the arm sometimes, though.
Gain of 1 yard in the pass reception brings up 2nd and 9 from the ball to Woodville.
Play action there. 8-0 Edgar. Who's Edgar playing?
Boyce.
Is that Boyceville? I think Boyceville beat Spring Valley pretty convincingly last week. Nice little side step there by Cal. Going to cross midfield. Down to about the 47-yard line. 3rd and 2.
So what receivers left to catch a pass right now?
We got both our running backs, you want to call them that. Both Hush and Viendahl will get to haul at one end.
Somerset 47.
Halldorf, another first down across the 45, out to about the 41-yard line. Taden Halldorf, give him 6. Give the Blackhawks a fresh set of downs.
So the winner of this game will play the winner of Lodi and Appleton Xavier next Friday night. Location to be determined, obviously based on the winners here and Lodi.
Lodi, the 1 seed, and probably the favorite there. Hush going to take the sweep again. He's going to cross 35 down in about the 30-yard line. Colton Hush, give him 11 more. And another set of downs for the Blackhawks down to the 30.
Yeah, Lodi was certainly on everyone's radar, and then they beat Columbus 28-0 in week 7 or 8. Week 7, I believe. Columbus, obviously the Division 4 state champs, dropped down to Division 5 this year, and are still playing. They're playing tonight as well.
Hush in motion, going to fake to him.
Here it is.
He kind of has Fritz rolling his left, going to throw. Oh, nice catch. Okay, how about Johansson in the end zone this time? Checks and Johansson from 30 yards out. Kyle Smith finds his 4th receiver, different receiver in the end zone, that is. Have a day, or have a quarter. Have 9.5 minutes. Kyle Smith, his 4th touchdown. That was a great throw. Good defense. Johansson goes up, picks it out. It's 27-6.
So Cal just committed to play play baseball at Duluth, but do you think there's some people maybe watching this game thinking, you know what, Cal would look all right playing quarterback for us?
That's
2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining.
It's a tough,
Quarter number 1.
one of the toughest positions to play in college, though, man. We saw.
It's one of the hardest positions to play at any level.
Correct,
and look,
any sport, yeah.
He's 6 for 6 for 196 yards and 4 touchdowns right now. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't have skilled players around him. Gavin Sell, Colin Fritz, Graydon Monacan, Jackson Johansson, they're all above average high school athletes.
Right.
But
yeah. And
what he's doing is
against a no slouch defense either. I mean, again, this is level 3 playoffs, and yeah, you couldn't throw that ball any better in a better spot. I mean, if it's one of those, it's almost like you're playing a Madden game where you just press a button and it goes where it's supposed to go. And Johansson, nice catch too. Don't take anything away from him.
Oh, that was an excellent catch.
Goes up and kind of high points it.
I mean, guys are running backs typically because they're not great receivers, right? If you can't catch, we'll just hand it to you.
Yep. And
I'm not knocking running backs.
No, and Johansson's more. I mean, he's much better linebacker for this team, and he's used to hitting people. And this time he's got a D-back that's going up in front of him with 2 hands. He goes up, grabs it, and scampers in. This one from the 5, going to be a fake reverse coming this way. Didn't fool anyone. He's going to be shy of the 20. Somerset trailing 28-6 still in the first quarter. Plenty of time, but they kind of got to get things rolling here. Very quickly, Blackhawks have put up 28 points and don't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. So we might see. They did try attempt to pass, but it ended up being a sack. But they've yet to even throw the ball on an offensive play yet.
And this team, Somerset, held Baldwin Woodville to 26 points when they played earlier this season. One of the better defensive efforts that we saw against the Blackhawks.
Playing yo-yo with Gebheim, and he takes it. He's going to have Boston off, across the 30, kind of slips. Gets out to about 35. Give him 16. Gebheim responsible for their first possession, got all 3 carries, and he went 65 yards.
16 yards on the carry.
Give him 16 more there. First down, Somerset.
Somerset from their own 35.
He's bouncing back and forth between left side, right side. Sets up on Donnelly's right side here. Gonna take it to the left. Not gonna get away from them.
Behind the blocker.
As that was both PV and I believe Fritz was there.
So we talked about Cal's stat stuffing first quarter. Gebheim here, 8 carries, 86 yards. Touchdown.
Yeah, he's on pace for over 300 yards rushing, but unfortunately, Cal Smith is outdoing him right now.
Yeah, Cal's on pace for about 800 yards passing.
Ooh, that's a quick start there by the slot.
And not
Here's the first pass, and it is hauled in. That's number 30, Nick Tollickson. However, let's see who was there, but Blackhawks. It was Loggerman, yeah. Brighton right there to bring him down. Very little gain. It'll be 3rd and 7. So we're now inside of a minute to go with the first quarter. See the scoreboard 28-6, but yes, it is still first quarter.
I want to thank you all for joining us here at Blackhawk TV on this cool Friday night. Warmer where you are, I'm guessing. Unless you're watching it outdoors.
We got 5, 4, high snap, 3rd and long.
Oh, they got a wheel here. They need it.
He's throwing deep.
Wow.
This is going to be out there to
be picked off by Graydon Monacan.
Monacan hauls it in. He crosses 30, crosses the 40. Down to the 43-yard line. He's looking for Krybeck. But Monacan's there. He hauled in a touchdown. He hauls in that interception. Just a little underthrown there. Nice return of 23 yards from Monacan with 15.8 seconds to go. Now, I ask you, Mr. Nygaard, do they score this quarter or not?
I mean, if I'm calling the plays, I'm looking for a touchdown scoring play on this play, yes.
And it's going to be a fake up the middle. He's going to go out to midfield. He's going to run over a guy inside the 45. Down to the 42-yard line, which likely might be the last play of the first quarter. A very entertaining first quarter, especially if you're a Baldwin Woodville Blackhawk fan. It was the second play, Cal Smith to Gavin Sell, up 7-0. Somerset answered quickly. Gebheim ran one in. They failed the 2-point conversion, but then it was Cal Smith with 3 more passing touchdowns, finding 4 different receivers in the first quarter in the end zone, and the Blackhawks lead 28-6.
Hey Nick, before I read this first advertisement, I feel like you got to tell us about that interception that we had.
Oh, interception by Graydon Monacan was sponsored by Pac-Man's Concrete. All of your concrete needs to get a hold of Nick or Jason at 612-804-5222. Thank you, Graydon Monacan.
Precision Truck Service is a full-service heavy truck and trailer repair shop located in Baldwin and offering all types of general repair for heavy truck and trailer, diesel, mobile service, alignments, computer diagnostics, welding and fabrication, and sandblasting. As a Michelin heavy truck tire dealer, we offer best in pricing on Michelin, BFG, and Uniroyal tire brands. We're singing happy birthday to Don Timmerman. Is this the Marilyn Monroe version? Oh, boy. Give Precision Truck Service a call at 715-760-0768 or stop in. We are located conveniently on the north side of Baldwin under the water tower.
Here I thought maybe Carl was dancing behind me because I was looking in the other
No.
direction or something. I wasn't even paying attention to the in-house sound system wishing Mr. Don Timmerman a happy birthday.
And then we follow that up with a little Macklemore because why wouldn't we?
First and 10 at the 43 of Somerset.
First and 10, Blackhawks.
That's Gavin taking the
This
snap.
Gavin taking the snap. Ooh, he gonna get tripped up. He can actually lose a couple yards.
Down the block area.
All right, now
A loss of
I'll be
3
honest here. I'm a
yards.
huge
Tackled by
proponent of Wildcat
Second and 12
type
from the Somerset
offensive
45.
packages. I love it. However, when you can snap the ball to number 12, let's not get fancy, right? Just snap it to 12. Let 12 do his thing. And I prefer Gavin in space anyway, so let's just throw it to him.
Over the middle. Oh, Coley just over the outstretched reach of Colin Fritz and the little pop pass again.
Intended for Colin Fritz over the middle.
Cal wants that one back.
Yeah, I'll watch that again. I don't know if Colin got full speed going or if Cal overthrew him a little bit, but it'll be a 3rd and 12. No, he got off. It's just a high throw. He's allowed them, especially after the first quarter he had. Viendahl in motion. The fake to Viendahl.
Oh, the screen.
Screen pass.
Yeah,
Haldorf.
that's new.
Gonna get out to about the 40-yard line where we'll see what Coach Kiefer wants to do here. Can punt and pin him deep, or do you go for it on 4th and 7? I mean,
Well, you go for it.
I'm okay with either decision here. I
Are
mean,
we
I
not going for it?
gotta believe you can trust your offense to pick up 7, but the flip side is your defense has had 3 straight possessions where they've stuffed them, and if you can pin them deep, why not? So we did see the screen for the first time this season.
Yep.
We see Gus Cronin pass attempt for the first time this season.
I don't
Good
think we're going
snap.
to see that.
And it's off his foot. No one back
Find
for
it,
Somerset.
find it.
It's going to bounce about the 10, 12-yard line and roll dead about the 11-yard line. Somerset gets the defense to stop. We'll see if their offense can get them back in this game. 10:28 to go in the second quarter, trailing 28-6.
Strikers Lanes and Sports Bar at 780 Cedar Street in Baldwin offers something for everyone. If you are interested in the competition and camaraderie of a team, come join one of the bowling leagues offering men, women, couples, seniors, and youth leagues that run from September through April. Reserve an open bowling time for family, friends, work, or birthday parties. When you get hungry or thirsty from all the bowling fun or while watching the big games on the mini big screen TV, Striker Sports Bar is sure to satisfy. Check out the menu and weekly food and drink specials at strkerslanes.com.
It's going to be a keep. Donnelly's going to have it. He's going to be spun down on the ground by Taden Haldorf.
Kane Donnelly on the quarterback keeper.
Donnelly pick up about 2-3 yards.
Holdorf on the tackle.
You know, one of the toughest things for
Gain of 2 yards.
any sport is, when you pick out the all-conference players. You got first team, second team, honorable mention. I saw the accolades come out, and I thought, again, you could pick out a lot of people from a lot of teams that might have been deserving. I thought Taden defensively was a big part of this defense, and if there's one person I thought that maybe could have been mentioned on one of those lists, that Haldorf could have been very deserving of that spot, along with others, but he's done a very, very good job defensively.
Yeah, and I think, that's a good tough run by Gebheim there.
As Haldorf is the one that will wrestle him down.
The thing with linebackers especially is that's where you're typically going to put your best tacklers, and I don't know that many teams or any teams get 2 all-conference linebackers typically.
Correct.
Right, and that's kind of the numbers crunch that you're talking about.
Yep, exactly. And
Brings up 3rd down.
again, Johansson, the leading tackler, stands besides Haldorf, but again, it's one of those where they don't care who gets the tackle. It's do your job, and it's a play action here. Over the middle, he's going to go deep, and there's Lesha. He's going to haul it in, and Lesha's going to turn on the speed. Lesha's going to avoid the cell tackle. He's going to look backwards because this one's going to go for 83 yards. Dylan Lesha in from 83. Somerset gets the spark they need.
Touchdown.
Donnelly to Lesha, 83 yards, is 28-12.
83-yard touchdown pass from Donnelly to Lesha.
Yeah, those plays are big plays for both teams, and the ones you want to avoid as a defense. We saw Sullivan and Sell go at each other last week, and now we're seeing Lesha and Sell going at each other this week.
2-point conversion attempt.
This is I guess I would say it's a big play, but still going to be 2 possessions for Somerset, whether they get it or not.
Well, the middle tipped up in the air, and it's going to fall incomplete. The 2-point conversion unsuccessful, but the Spartans on the board again. Cut the lead. It's now 28-12 Blackhawks.
Fails. 8:52 remain in quarter number 2. It's now Baldwinwood 28.
As you mentioned, as Lesha is leading receiver here, coming into 520 yards and 8 touchdowns on the season, so now up to 600 yards, and that's his 9th touchdown, and definitely a weapon.
St. Croix Garage Doors provides Western Wisconsin with top quality garage door sales, service, and installation. We proudly serve Baldwin, Woodville, Hudson, Nurchman, River Falls, Stillwater, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Give Brian a call today at 715-781-8989 for a quote, install, or service.
You're starting to sound like me now.
What's that?
Oh, I thought you were going to go with that one.
No, I was trying to find one of the ads because I'm like, I didn't feel like I read that one yet. And it wasn't in my...
So the Spartan fans got what they needed there, much needed into the end zone, and a little kind of squib kick and a bounce up and mishandled there by Hush. Fielded eventually at about the 14. Makes a couple guys miss, and across 25, get out to about the 28-yard line. Well, the Blackhawks offense looked right to ship after their unsuccessful last possession, but we talked about that one, like, I think Coach Keeper's very confident on that 4th and 7 that he can pick that up, but he's also at the time very confident in his defense, coming off 3 straight possessions. Had him 3rd down, good throw, good catch, and unfortunately.
But seeing what we've now seen, if we get to the 40,
get that again, and it's a good punt. I mean, everything that he wanted to happen there happened. I mean, he got the punt, he got him down to 11, forced him to go 89 yards, and they just did it. Sometimes that happens. Over the middle, it's going to be Hush, his first reception.
Pass completed to Colton.
Somehow, some way, they got to find out, see if Hush can't get in the end zone on a pass here at some point, because we got four receivers. Him and Holdorf got to find a way. Then
that's a 1st and 10 for the Blackhawks.
Get Evert in there, and how many guys can we have with a receiving touchdown today?
Well, I only have spots for 6 different receivers on my sheet, but if we can get more than that, I'll take it.
I think we got a guy down here lined up next to us that is itching to find one. That's there goes Hush. He's got the speed. 30, 20, 15, 10. Down to the 5-yard line. Colton Hush can't quite go 61. Give him about 55 or so. Colton Hush. Good blocks over here by Sell. And I'm going to guess Fritz, but I know it's Sell for sure. And, of course, number 2, Fritz. Bulldoze is the guy.
Inside the 10-yard line.
Hush turns on some afterburners.
First and goal to go.
Not to be outdone. That was Nick Tollixson that caught him from behind. Johansson on the ground this time. He's going to run out of real estate coming this way. He's going to get thrown down to the ground.
Jackson Johansson, the ball carrier.
Loses about a yard.
Jack Freer on the tackle.
2nd and 7. 2nd and goal from the 7.
So Cal right now is 9 for 10, 268 yards passing, 4 touchdowns.
268. And I say look for that little pop pass, but Fritz is lined up in the slot out here, so kind of takes that away. Holdorf's going to find the end zone. Taden Holdorf, left edge. Touchdown, Blackhawks. Back where they belong, into the end zone. They now lead 34-12. That was a great job by the left side line of the whole interior line. motion this way. They pulled a couple, and that was Dylan Vienendahl who pulled out, sealed the edge.
Where's our holder?
Don't use a timeout. He can make it from farther. Plenty of time. Snap, spot. Gussel's waiting. He still puts it through. And the Blackhawks 35-12 with 7:26 to go in the first half.
Okay, so now let me just ask this question. You say, don't call timeout, he can make it from farther. That gives us a 35-12 lead. But at 34-12, do you give any consideration? Nope, that wouldn't do it. Never mind.
You're up 22. I mean, I at this point, I mean, again, it's a whole numbers game of making them, you know, they're going
give us
for
24, right? If we go for 2, we're up 24. Right. That's 3 possessions with 2-point conversions.
Right. But this way, I mean, it makes them get all 3
right.
to take the lead. I just, again, I think if your kicker is an average kicker, you know, if you got a 60 to 70% chance of making an extra point, then right. I start considering that. But you're ahead. You play your game. He's had 4 that have gone through, not even questionable. You take the 1 point,
right,
and just keep on marching. You also got to sit there and go. I mean, there's no part of Coach Keeper's mind is going, we're not scoring again.
Right, correct.
I mean, he's thinking we're going to hit 41 for sure at some point. Nice kick here, down to the 5.
No reverse that time.
Sets the edge, going to cut inside it, going to go up to about 25 where Sell's going to try and throw him down. About the 26-yard line where Somerset will take over, trailing by 23 here in the first half.
Since 1935, Baldwin Greenhouse has been serving Baldwin and the surrounding areas by offering the freshest flowers, plants, and gifts for any occasion. Some of the flowers and many of the plants are grown right on site. They'd love to help with anything you need. Give them a call at 715-684-2104 or visit online at baldwingreenhouse.com.
So we've seen 2 big strikes for Somerset to get their points. It was Gebheim from 56 and Lesha from 80. So if you're Blackhawks, make them sustain a drive, take away that big play. It's easier said than done sometimes, but there's Gebheim there on first down, give him 3.
Gain of 3 on the carry.
His 10th carry of the night, 93 yards.
Yeah, he's the main back. Last week we saw St. Croix Central very balanced attack with 3 different people. This week it's Gebheim a lot of it. Donnelly gives it to him again, and he's gonna go nowhere.
Gebheim, the ball carrier.
Lochterman there.
They're going to give him a yard, right?
Fritz there.
Lochterman on the tackle.
Give him a yard, yeah. 3rd and 6.
Gain of 1 on the carry. Brings up 3rd and 6 from the 32.
So another big key down, 3rd down for the Spartans.
Maybe our free safety can back up a little bit. And Colton Hush, I think, had 17 tackles against Central last week.
Well, we were talking last week, and we had nobody deeper than 5 yards last week, and
right, and he wants to be a linebacker. I mean, he's like Colin. He wants to be physical, but you got corners deeper than our free.
Monacan over here against Lesha on the near side.
Going to motion away from him. They're going to isolate him.
They come across the middle. He's open. Hush does hit him, but not before Lesha hauls it in and crosses the 40. Going to be a first down, Somerset.
Colton Hush on the tackle. Being in the play, good for a 1st and 10 for Somerset.
Lesha coming off on the play.
I mean, if I'm the OC of that team, Dylan Lesher's going to get way more attention.
Way more looks.
But I'm also going to throw the ball.
Well, you see, it don't matter who it is.
It doesn't matter if they're 7th graders.
Quick pass here, play action, bomb toss. Uh-oh! We've seen it a couple different times. Vienendahl, he's going to go down 50. Oh, Ryan Vienendahl, 2 weeks ago, in a block punt for a touchdown. Last week he had a ball recovery for a touchdown. This week, denied the trifecta, but Ryan Vienendahl there to catch the deflection and turn over the Somerset Spartans. Ryan Vienendahl, that turnover sponsored by Pac-Man's Concrete. Get a hold of Nick or Jason at 612-804-5222 for all your concrete needs. And Ryan Vindahl looking for a raise next year, I guess. I don't know. Trips to the right for Cal.
I feel like you're going to be more likely to make him work a little bit harder because he didn't get that
down
in the end zone. Oh, he's got
from the 13. There it is. Colin Fritz. End zone. Touchdown number 5 for Cal, number 2 for Colin. And look out. It's now 41-12 Blackhawks with 5:18 to go in the first half.
What a dart.
Just throw it in there harder. He had plenty of time. He shook off the curveball. He shook off the changeup. Yep, I'll take the fastball. And Cronin puts it through. It's 42-12. First half here in Baldwin. We talked about how the offense had been clicking here with the return of Cal last week, and they're picking up right where they left off.
Precision Excavating Enterprises is a full-service excavating, grading, and trucking contractor located in Baldwin, offering all types of residential and commercial earth-moving, septic systems, demolition, landscaping, driveways, and building sites. Our trucking division offers dump truck, grain hopper, and flatbed hauling services, sand, gravel, fill delivery, serving the Baldwin and surrounding western Wisconsin areas. Give us a call at 715-760-0768 for free estimates. A-Star Concrete Pumping is proud to be family-owned and operated in Wisconsin. We pride ourselves on maintaining a high-quality, unique fleet and very knowledgeable staff to complete all projects. From smaller residential projects to large-scale commercial enterprises, A-Star Concrete Pumping has the equipment, staff, and experience to handle all of your concrete needs. Contact them at 715-246-3920.
Yeah, you talk, one of the downsides of being a passing offense in Wisconsin, you just don't know the weather. You talk about playoffs, level 3, level 4, as you get down there, conditions aren't that great, but a level 3 playoff game and 5 touchdowns, it's going to be close to 300 yards in the first half.
Right. We've had, I believe, in our school history, one 300-yard passing game. That was Mason last year. And he's doing it and get something special.
There's 5 minutes to go in the first half here.
And that just kind of gives you an idea of how good our quarterback was last year that Cal wasn't playing quarterback.
We saw Mason do it last year, and Cal was on the receiving end some of those last year. Up the middle, Donnelly.
Cal became the primary running back,
Yep.
and we've seen him do some of his running back things where it's like, just go down, Cal. I want you to take the next snap. Just go down.
Oh, and that's, again, you talk this year, how many teams in the middle border would Graydon Monaghan be the starting quarterback for this year?
Right.
As a junior, and he's out there excelling as a receiver. High snap, pull down, got behind up the middle, lowers the shoulder, get out close to the 30-yard line. But it'll bring up a third and a long 5 or 6 yards to go for Somerset. Trailing by 30 here. At this point, you kind of got to get on the board here to give yourself any kind of hope.
So we have 6 touchdowns in 22 plays.
Ooh. That's just under 30% of the plays you're scoring on. 27.3.
Did you just do that in your head?
I'm a math guy. Yeah,
so am I, but I was even trying to do it in my head.
6 of 22 is just like 3 of 11.
Fair.
3 of 11 is pretty easy to figure out. Pass. Oh! Try to make a guy miss. He's going to cross the 35. He's going to have a first down for the Spartans.
Donnelly, the ball carrier.
Donnelly. Got a hip about 7 yards or so on the ground there. First down, Somerset. That's a huge first down. They do get the ball to start the second half. If they could find a way to put together a drive and score with 3, take off 3.5 minutes to go, score, and then get the ball first. Try and get a little life here. It might be the only thing that slow down the Blackhawk offense. Right now, Kiefer's down there petitioning for no halftime. I guarantee that. Quick pass.
Oh,
Ryan Viendahl, did he catch that? He did. Ryan Viendahl jumps the route. Has his second interception of the day. Great play, great read. Dives in front, hauls it in. Ryan Viendahl. Nice catch. Ryan Viendahl, turnover sponsored again by Pac-Man's Concrete. Get a hold of Nick or Jason at 612-804-5222 for all your concrete needs. Nice catch, Ryan Viendahl. Pump fake.
Oh boy.
Looking at Hush in the middle, but he's going to go deep. Gavin Sell, he's going to throw him. That's almost into Monica's hands. He can get hit hard.
Pass intended for Gavin Sell, incomplete.
Gavin's got a step, and unfortunately didn't have the time there.
The interesting thing in that coverage was the guy that was the free safety just turned and ran to Gavin, and that overthrown ball the underthrown ball almost lands in Graydon's hands.
Right, if the safety's turning around, he could almost call for a fair catch on that turn around, but Monica almost ran underneath it. 2nd and 10 from the 44.
I love that play call, though.
Weird. Up the middle. Cal's going to get back to the line of scrimmage is all.
Cal Smith on the quarterback keeper.
It's the whole quick change, right? You make a great play defensively. The offense might be feeling bad for themselves, and you just take that shot, hoping to catch them feeling bad. And
third and a long 9, quick pass out to Hush. Sell the block, Fritz with the block, Hush with the move. All that adds up to a Blackhawk first down.
Colton Hush in the pass reception.
To spread that ball around. You got all those weapons out there. Who do you take away?
Blake Fox made the tackle.
Well, and the hard part too is it's like
Somerset, that's a 1st and 10 for the
you're not really taking Sell and Fritz away. You're just making them blockers.
Yeah.
And that might be even worse.
That's two very physical people making blocks for a quick, shifty,
strong kid.
Very strong receiver. And
they're going to run the
back to pass. He's going to go up the middle. He actually be credited with the sack there.
And that might be Somerset's best way to combat the passing game, is to just bring more dudes and hope that you can get to Cal quick enough that he can't throw to single cover receivers. Because if you drop more guys in the coverage, he's going to find the open guy and he's going to put it on him.
Right, like where he's got to do one read and done. You know, if he comes off that first read, now he's getting hit.
And that's what we see here. They're bringing
up
7.
The middle,
That's what's going to
happen.
happen.
Opens up the Halldorf up the middle. Oh, he stumbles down to about the 15-yard line. Dayton Halldorf, another good carry. And another Blackhawk first down. Minute 45 to go. All timeouts left.
It looks like they brought. I mean, I could hit the replay, but it looks like they bring 7 guys there.
Yeah, they were coming after him again. Fake. Oh, looking for Viendahl. I'm a little out there.
Pass intended for Ryan Viendahl, incomplete.
Ryan's like, I'm not in defense. I can't die for that.
Oh, that's such a timing play. I mean, it's got to be right there when he turns his head.
That brings up
2nd and 10.
And 10 from the 16-yard line.
I mean, if you want to make a quick timing pass, I say you look for the smaller corner and you throw a jump ball to. I mean, Fritz or Sell, but
it's right down here. Gavin's got a good size advantage. Starts to be Halldorf at the middle. Follows the block, and Halldorf's going to go in again. His second time. Dayton Halldorf from 16 yards out. Touchdown, Blackhawks. You've heard it a couple times. Halldorf's second on the ground. The team's 7th of the first half.
Just Cronin in the attempt to bring in.
Okay, so what are the running clock rules? Clock runs now for the rest of the game?
Should. I don't think it stops in the playoffs. It never has, so.
And the extra point,
Is up and good. And with that, the Blackhawks, with 1:26 to go in the first half, 49-12.
Whether we're cooking the perfect butter burger to order or scooping up our freshest batch of the flavor of the day, we work hard to ensure you'll always leave happy. We know you have a lot to do and many options to choose from, so we appreciate when you take the time to visit Culver's of Baldwin. And then my last one of the half, Firehelm Langer is a CPA firm with offices in Baldwin, Ellsworth, and River Falls. At Firehelm Langer, our clients are our top priority. We offer the skills and expertise of a large CPA firm combined with the personal attention and responsiveness of a smaller firm. When you partner with us, we take the time to get to know you, understand your goals, and build a lasting professional relationship. We invite you to turn to us at Firehelm Langer for bookkeeping services, payroll services, financial projections, tax preparation, tax planning, and all of your accounting and tax needs.
So yeah, we've been here a couple times this year with didn't see that one coming, and I do know that last week the offense was clicking, but was not expecting 7 touchdowns and 8 possessions here in the first half against Somerset, who had been rolling coming into this. And
yeah, that's spot on.
But yeah, when your quarterback can go for what he has here in the first half, where he's, it's like 2 incompletions, probably 300 yards, and you got Halldorf running in 2 more. Tack on a couple interceptions and clicking on all phases right now. Let's return and come back. We cross the 20. Try and get outside to the 25. Unfortunately, he's brought down inside the 25. And the White Hat does wind the hat there. And outside of scoring plays and timeouts, now that will be a running clock.
Playing with a running clock.
So the line on Cal Smith, assuming that it's done in the first half, 11 for 14, 293, 5 touchdowns, 32 yards rushing.
Up the middle. Gebheim being up to the 30.
Gebheim the ball.
Timeout, Somerset, Coach Hunter.
And that puts Gebheim over 100. 13 carries, 102 yards. I mean, the thing that our offense scoring, our offense being super efficient, that's the goal, right? What I'm most surprised by, Kane Donnelly's passing line right now, 3 for 6, 94 yards and a touchdown, but that includes an 83-yard touchdown. All 3 of his incompletions have been interceptions. And so to me, that's, who's going to make the big play? Who's going to not commit the turnovers? Well, those turnovers have been big plays for Somerset. You said just a minute and a half ago, if they can keep the ball, if they can score here and get it back and score again, it's a game. Well, instead, it's an interception, a touchdown, and it's essentially game over.
Especially with the running clock, it doesn't stop. It's going to be hard to score 37 points in that amount of time, but not only that, but you got to stop Malden from scoring again, on top of scoring 37. Downey's going to run up the middle, go up to 35 where he gets the first down. They're looking back, and Coach Hunter does use the second timeout.
So I would like to know if anybody out there listening has a update on the Lodi Xavier game, and then we can start speculating where level 4 would be, because the reality is level 4 was going to be somewhere similar regardless of who won this game, whether it's Somerset or Baldwin versus Lodi, or Somerset or Baldwin versus Xavier. The location of the game was going to be either the same place or somewhere very close because of the proximity of these 2 schools.
Wasn't determined as much on the outcome of this game as their game.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
So if someone knows the happenings of Lodi and Xavier, fire Packer Eye a text, and
Somerset from their own 35.
We'll start the speculation. Oh, reverse
here. We did not make a block there. Number 70 did not. Tough to lay off that, but
Jack Greer, the ball
Good pickup
player.
by there by Greer
And they called their
Junior.
last timeout.
with 23 seconds
So
to go.
do
And
the
after
clock
that play,
clocks
Somerset
don't
will use their
stop
third
for
and final timeout.
chains either then, huh?
Nope. Change of possession
The result
and
of that play
timeouts,
gives Somerset
injuries.
a first and 10 from their own 47.
So without an update on the score, Matt Smith, former athletic director at Prescott,
One
Matt
of the,
Smith.
One of the best athletic directors in the
Oh,
area.
yeah. I
Former.
mean,
I miss Matt. He's
I do too. I wouldn't tell it to his face though.
no.
No, but he was the best.
I mean, and that being said, he might not be the best because two of the best might be playing tonight, both Mr. Sell and Mr. Probst. Who Mr. Probst is actually no longer
No, he's gone.
AD now in Somerset. Congratulations to him and his wife. I believe another kid in the off season. Kind of the reason why he's kind of stepped back from being an athletic director.
So Tara Davis tells me that game is tied 7-7 at half. And so they're gonna. I mean, one of the nice things that we're gonna get to see here is we're gonna have the ability to take out some of our dudes, and those two teams are gonna have to continue to play everybody for 48 minutes, and every snap is the potential that someone gets hurt.
Fumbled it, but Colin was there to force him inside, and Noah Sauer finishes him off. Clock winds down inside 10 seconds.
But Matt Smith says DC Everest or Marshfield is his projection, and I'm going to guess that. I don't want to go back to DC Everest because we lost there in 2010.
He's going to throw that one away. And the clock hits through. First half. As the Blackhawks head towards the school, they found their way to the end zone a lot this half. 7 times to be exact. They now lead 49-12 heading to halftime.
All right, so we will turn our mics off, probably grab something to eat or drink, and we'll be back for half number 2. We'll see you then. All right, welcome back for the second half here that will get underway shortly. Baldwin Woodville Blackhawks, Somerset Spartans Level 3, Division 4 2023 WIAA playoffs. Nick, that was quite a half for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, it was very entertaining, especially for a Blackhawk fan. Like originally, like I said, it started out kind of like our Level 1 game against Adams Friendship last year, where you blink and there's 3 touchdowns on the board, and then, like you mentioned in pregame, it's don't shoot yourself in the foot. Unfortunately, Somerset with 3 turnovers in the first half. They just did 3 touchdowns, and before they could blink, they're getting running clocked right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Cal Smith, he was a story last week coming back from what appeared to be a potential season ender. Back last week and played really well against Central. In fact, after the game, someone opined that it was maybe the greatest single game by a quarterback in school history. And I pulled up Mason's stats from Adams Friendship and said, you know what, I'm taking Mason. I don't know if I can do that anymore. Cal Smith in the first half, 11 for 14, 293 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 4 different receivers caught those touchdown passes.
Yeah, the only difference there was last year Mason kind of threw them all down and he ran it in all the time. I think did he run 5 in last year against Friendship or something? Or
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, obviously both outstanding performances. And the unfortunate side for Cal is he won't get much more in the second half. I mean, whether it's because of the running clock or, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see Monacan take some snaps at quarterback here.
I wonder if you just bypass Monacan and go right to Veenendahl. Give Monacan a break from his thumb injury.
That, I mean, something, and you know, lost in the shadow of the 5 touchdowns for Cal is Taden Haldorf has had a great game rushing as well. I mean, he had 1 rushing touchdown coming into the season. He had 2 in the first half of the Level 3 playoff game for Waldorf. So I expect to see a lot more of Taden and Jackson getting the ball on design runs here in the second half. That being said, Somerset's not just going to let this clock run away and game over. They're going to come out and fight and do everything they can to try and make a game of it. But like I said, with the running clock, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, and really, I mean, if you want to make a comeback, you got to do it with the 83-yard touchdown pass to Lesha, the 60-yard. They could drive all the way down and get a score and feel pretty good about themselves. But if it takes them the quarter, you're not gonna have enough time.
This just did it. I mean, ultimately, yeah, you need to score 5, 6 more touchdowns, and which is gonna be hard enough to do. But you also got to hold the Blackhawks to 0 more,
which it might be impossible to do.
Which correct. Again, only that might have slowed them down was a halftime. And that being said, with what you want to see right now as a fan, as a coach, is here's where the sportsmanship comes into play. I mean, these are 2 rival teams, conference, and you don't want to see anything get cheap. No late shots, nothing like that. That's I think the biggest thing that coaching staff's gonna be out for right now is play the game the way it's meant to be played.
Keep
hitting hard like that. Keep hitting hard. Noah Sauer brings down Gebheim.
Tackled by Noah Sauer.
Yeah, you don't see Noah getting opportunities in space very often. He's usually getting doubled. But that's what happens when he can impact a ball carrier. That guy is going backwards in a hurry.
4th and early 4 for the Spartans. No reason not to go for it here.
You know, we don't talk about Noah Sauer much, but been a 3-year starter. I think on both sides, and if you gave Coach Kiefer an opportunity to list who he might think is the top 3 defensive linemen he's ever had, it wouldn't shock me if Noah was the first name out of his mouth.
As he makes a tackle there on 4th down. Stopping Gebheim short of the first down, and the Blackhawks force a 4 and out actually on the holding possession, and
Gain of 1 yard in the carry. That's short of the yardage to be gained for
we do
first
see
down. Ball
what looks
to
like the full complement of starters out there for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, let's get one more.
Waldorf will be off to the right of Cal Smith, trips to the left. Got Gavin singled up on his right. Does Gavin still have the 1 catch?
Yeah.
Swing pass. Hush.
Colin Fritz just kicking people's
25,
butts.
down to 20, inside the 15. Colton Hush does push Cal over the 300 mark there, right?
Yep. So it's 25, so he's at 318.
Kiefer, I think, turned his headset to your channel there at halftime to hear the stats to make sure he gets to the 300 mark.
And that actually puts Colton over 100. 4 catches, 103 yards.
Would you say that was Gavin's only had the 1 catch?
Yep, 1 for 60. And then he's had that run for a loss of 2.
The 14, Haldorf. Inside the 5, Taden Haldorf. He has a hat trick. Taden Haldorf, again, 1 coming into the day. Finds the end zone for the 3rd time. Taden Haldorf. Blackhawks picking up the second half right where they left off the first half. Across the half-century mark. It's now 55-12.
So they didn't stop the clock right away. So I'm going to put that touchdown at 7:08, even though it happened later.
Gus Croning now 8 for 8.
And the extra point kick is good.
And it's 56-12, Blackhawks.
Quarter number 3, it's 56-12.
All right. I got to thank all of our sponsors here. Baldwin Greenhouse, Firehome Langer, Nielsen's Food, St. Croix Garage Door, Strikers Lanes and Sports Bar, Timmerman Realty, St. Croix Custom Apparel, Baldwin Lightstream, CW Garage Door Distribution, Fenner and Jewelers, Schaefer Financial Services, Precision Excavating Enterprises, Precision Truck Service, A-Star Concrete, Culvers of Baldwin, Family Chiro Care, TMS Auto, Helverson Concrete Solutions, Whitecap Financial Advisors, Pete's Construction, American Family Insurance, OEM Fabricators, and Western Wisconsin. Hell, thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you for being with us here, Blackhawk TV, on a Friday night, Level 3. I'm Jeremy Nygaard, Nick Pack to my right, Zach Ambrose on the camera, doing great camera work as always, except for last Friday when he wasn't with us.
Subpar camera work last week, but,
Oh, yeah.
but
Completely below
because
average.
the standard that was set by Zach. So
Yes, Zach is elite when it comes to camera work, and I'm not just saying that because he's standing next to me.
Gus Croning to kick off for the Blackhawks.
it's not an easy thing to do.
No,
I mean,
I proved that last
right.
week.
People think it's just follow the ball and
And he's doing it in mittens. It's amazing.
he's got a little C in there. Oh, closes quickly, crosses the 30. Somerset will have their second possession of the half. We talk about how quick that clock goes. We're already inside of 7 minutes.
Hudson Belil on the return.
So we have 2 scores from Lodi here in half number 2 to give them a 21-7 lead.
Get my first and 10 from their own 31.
Few teams in the area playing. We heard Bryce Lake ahead at halftime. New Richmond trailing big at half.
Get behind the ball carrier.
Boyceville trailing big at half.
Yep, I saw that too. Rice Lake, I believe, was
Up 2 scores.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Did not get an update on St. Croix Falls
Second and 9
Northwestern.
from 32.
So they're both in the heart of the North still, or did that?
For football, I think so. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because last year was when St. Croix Falls lost to Northwestern, but St. Croix Falls was the 1 seed and Northwestern was the 2. Donnelly here.
Donnelly on the quarterback keeper.
We got a third down here for Somerset.
Landon on the tackle.
And on cue, we do see Landon Vienendahl down there throwing.
Gain of a yard.
Playing a little catch down here in front of us.
Brings up 3rd and 8 from the 33.
See if we can't find a Vienendahl to Vienendahl connection, maybe. The lead blocked by Vienendahl.
And the snap and the hold and the kick, all Vienendahls.
Lesha going to haul this one in and across midfield. Lower the shoulder. Down to the 47. Dylan Lesha.
He's now 3 catches, 112 yards. Those came mostly at an 83-yard touchdown at the 8:52 mark, quarter number 2, to make it 28-12.
Yeah, the big catch and run gave a little life to the Spartans. Unfortunately, that was the last time they found the end zone.
Oh,
there's 5.
Can't do that.
5 free ones there. Be 1st and 5 for the Spartans.
And we've got an encroachment penalty on the defense.
I think it was Lesha that caught the game-winning touchdown last week. Had some highlight catches there. He's not done spending the highlights. He'll do that this winter in the gym.
I was asked a number of times this week if I thought it was offensive pass interference. And it wasn't. It was an athlete just
making a play.
Going and making a play. And the fun part is that if you're into watching high school athletes, the Somerset basketball team is going to be very, very good.
Yeah.
And Lesha is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
He plays above the rim.
So did I.
Pretty easily.
If it's at 8 feet.
Donnelly's
got
going
a
to roll
shot
out
here.
He had Lesha cross and unfortunately not open, and Donnelly will run for the first down.
Donnelly, the ball carrier, forced out of bounds by Holdorf.
Kane is a junior, so he'll be back to lead the Spartans in their offense next year.
Also a good basketball player.
Also a good basketball player.
Came Gavhai, also a good basketball player.
Yep. I assume that Coach Wink is going to be leading that team again. I know he has taken over for Propt as the athletic director, but
Verse.
Nice block there, get the edge. Good job of stringing them out, though. They string them out, and no, unfortunately, the ref takes a blunt to that hit. Toughest athletes out in the field right there usually wear stripes.
I mean, that's what I used to say when you would officiate some games. He's all right, though?
He might not be, but he ain't going to let anyone else know. That's tough, especially, you know, they move the umpire into the backfield in some college and pro now, because right, you see them. Ooh, that's a tackle there. 25 is asking for it, and so like on that we talked before, where Jackson, he can hit the receiver there, but he kind of reached around and kind of grabbed him and tried pulling him down on the route. But you got away with it.
Which means it's legal.
Yeah, it's not illegal if you don't get caught. 3rd and 9. I did make the local news many years ago as a ref, and I got taken out. It was on a long touchdown run. Turn, and as I turned, someone made a nice little block right into me. I went sliding. Pass complete to Lesha. Another first down. Donnelly to Lesha inside the 20.
Colton Hush on the tackle. That'll be good for a 1st and 10 for Somerset.
So just over a minute to go here now in the 3rd quarter.
17.
Very slow first half with lots of first downs and time spent in the end zone, and it's gonna be very quick second half. Get by him up the middle. Down to the 10-yard line. Give him 7 more.
20 carries on the night for Gebheim, 121 yards, 1 touchdown. He had the 58-yard touchdown run that brought the Spartans within 1 at 7-6.
I think that was, their third play. He had 3 carries for, and that was tipped. And Haldorf is going to come away with that one. Tipped away, Tayden Haldorf.
Better get your ad in quick because I got to read some.
Tayden Haldorf, interception brought to you by Pac-Man's Concrete. Get a hold of Nick or Jason at 612-804-5222. Take her away.
Precision Truck Service is a full-service heavy truck and trailer repair shop located in Baldwin and offering all types of general repair for heavy truck and trailer, diesel, mobile service, alignments, computer diagnostics, welding and fabrication, and sandblasting. As a Michelin heavy truck tire dealer, we offer best in pricing on Michelin, BFG, and Uniroyal tire brands, balancing and installation. Give us a call at 715-760-0768 or stop in. We are located conveniently on the north side of Baldwin under the water tower. Strikers Lanes and Sports Bar at 780 Cedar Street in Baldwin offers something for everyone. If you're interested in the competition and camaraderie of a team, come join one of the bowling leagues offering men, women, couple seniors, and youth leagues that run from September through April. Reserve an open bowling time for family, friends, work, or birthday parties. When you get hungry or thirsty from all the bowling fun or while watching the big games on the mini big screen TV, Striker Sports Bar is sure to satisfy. Check out our menu and weekly food and drink specials at StrikersLanes.com. If you bring your program from tonight to Strikers, there's a deal. I'm not sure if it's a free drink or what the deal is, but I'm guessing there'll be some people at that establishment tonight. St. Croix Garage Doors provides Western Wisconsin with top quality garage door sales, service, and installation. We proudly serve Baldwin, Woodville, Hudson, New Richmond, River Falls, Stillwater, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Give Brian a call today at 715-781-8989 for a quote, install, or service. I'll pause there, and I'll have to get back to these throughout the fourth quarter. That will last about 12 minutes. This game will be done before 9 o'clock. Did you jump around at all there, Nick?
I don't jump. I don't. My jumping days are over. I'll leave that to Lesha and others. Viendahl on the sweep. Across the 20. Ryan's had a very good day defensively. 2 more interceptions.
Yeah, I think he would take these interceptions tonight, but he would really like to have that one back at Rice Lake. But the trajectory of our season maybe doesn't have us right here, right now in this situation, had that happened.
Tayden can get stuffed about 20. Might actually lose a yard there.
Tayden Holdorf about there.
We're up 3rd down. Was still Cal Smith out there needing
loss of 1 on the carry.
In this Blackhawks offense.
From the 20.
Across that line is still the whole senior line. Nice job again tonight of providing time, opening some holes. Names aren't mentioned as often, but it's usually a good thing. Cal dropping back to pass.
Holy smokes!
One.
I couldn't physically do that with a Nerf ball.
Running to his left.
Throwing across his body entirely. Impressive. All right, while we bring up this punt, and I'm sure they're going to clock it, I want to tell you about Baldwin Greenhouse, who since 1935 has been serving Baldwin and surrounding areas by offering the freshest flowers, plants, and gifts for any occasion. Some of the flowers and many of the plants are growing right on site. They'd love to help with anything you need. Give them a call at 715-684-2104 or visit online at baldwingreenhouse.com.
So Lodi is down by, is that Madison?
Yes.
Just right outside of Madison, correct?
Yep, so we're going to have to find a place in between here and Madison to tango next Friday night.
Right at midfield, it's hauled in. Spartans will take over. Inside 10 minutes to go here in Baldwin.
Precision Excavating Enterprises is a full-service excavating, grading, and trucking contractor located in Baldwin, offering all types of residential and commercial earth-moving, septic systems, demolition, landscaping, driveways, and building sites. Our trucking division offers dump truck, grain, hopper, and flatbed hauling services, sand, gravel, fill delivery, serving the Baldwin and surrounding Western Wisconsin areas, give us a call at 715-760-0768 for free estimates.
So Donnelly still at the helm for the Spartans. He will give Gebheim at the middle. Down to the 45.
The ball carrier.
4 more yards.
Picked up by Lucas Duchesne. Gain of 3 yards in the carry. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Regular season that following the Spartans into the playoffs. Their little postseason run is going to come up short here tonight, but successful season after went down to Econo Falls and put a thumping on them in level 1. Fun, entertaining level 2 victory last week in Mosinee, and Gebheim's going to find the end zone one more time. 46 yards out. Aiden Gebheim might be one of the last runs of his senior career here in Somerset, and very fine game, young man. 46 more, 6 more points on the board.
A-Star Concrete Pumping is proud to be family owned and operated in Wisconsin. We pride ourselves on maintaining a high quality, unique fleet and very knowledgeable staff to complete all projects. From smaller residential projects to large scale commercial enterprises, we have the equipment, staff, and experience to handle all of your needs. Contact them at 715-246-3920.
Donnelly fakes to Gebheim, goes in up left side. Their 3rd attempt. And he might be turning in his program for that 2-for-1 special at Strikers afterwards. Kick is deep. Hauled in by Wiedendahl. Got both hands around that ball. Takes it up to the 25-yard line. And we talked, I mean, it might have been even before week 1 of the season, or maybe it was before the first week of Middle Border play, about how good this Middle Border conference has been in years past, and how good it was going to be again this year. And it's reflected again as Rice Lake was ahead at halftime. You're looking at potentially 2 Middle Border teams make it to level 4 once again. And as you mentioned earlier, they haven't lost to anyone outside of the Middle Border yet in the playoffs.
Right.
So the respect of the Middle Border continues one more year, and it's one thing that's usually once you're knocked out, you're kind of rooting for that Middle Border team to keep on going. I know sometimes it's tough to do, to root for an opponent like that, but
and we've got defensive encroachment.
you'd rather see the Ellsworth a couple, past couple years, Central when they made their run, and Somerset when they make their runs. You're rooting for them because it's your conference.
And you think the last 20 years we've had, wow,
Halldorf is capping off a great game. He's going to get close to 100 yards rushing.
Halldorf, the ball carrier.
What do we have there? We have
34, 35.
Jaden Patterson.
35.
Yep.
So he's at 78 on 7 carries. 3 rushing touchdowns.
I am still surprised to see that starting 11, if you will, out there for Blackhawks.
St. Croix Falls is up 24-18. I think that's it.
Is that in Northwestern, right?
I don't know.
Quick pass to Sell.
He's gonna do
Gavin
it.
Sell
He's
might
gonna
find
do
the
the
end zone
thing.
again. 20, 15, 10.
Didn't do the thing.
Down to about the 5-yard line goes Gavin Sell.
Gavin Sell
He's
on
like,
the pass
oh,
receipt
man.
it.
He'll go down to the 4.
So 32 more, so 350 now for Cal.
First and goal from the 4 for the Blackhawks.
First and goal. Holdorf's out there. He's like, 25, coach. 25 is my number. Call it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 350 is the new single game. 350. Right? What did Mason have last year? Yeah, that's what this is. 350.
We're trying to talk to someone here as we did miss.
Dayton
Holdorf into the end zone again. Caps it off another try by Blackhawks in the end zone for the 9th time. 62-20. That is fourth? Man.
Yeah, and I believe
Just throning into attempt to point after
63 might be the all-time single game school record.
High snap. It is put down. Gus Cronin, 9 for 9.
5:25 remain in the fourth
63-20 with 5.5 to go in the game.
Firehelm Langer is a CPA firm with offices in Baldwin, Ellsworth, and River Falls. At Firehelm Langer, our clients are our top priority. We offer the skills and expertise of a large CPA firm combined with the personal attention and responsiveness of a smaller firm. When you partner with us, we take the time to get to know you, understand your goals, and build a lasting professional relationship. We invite you to turn to us at Firehelm Langer for bookkeeping services, payroll services, financial projections, tax preparation, tax planning, and all of your accounting and tax needs. And what's the update?
No, he was asking how many. He said 350 or 315. It's 350.
350. I don't think Mason threw for 350 at Adams Friendship last year. Cal is currently 13 for 17. 5 touchdowns, 350.
So that's 20 yards per attempt, not per completion.
Yeah,
Per attempt.
Over that.
Over that.
2 points at the same time. He does a well of a job. So good job, Gus Cronin.
Yeah, shout out to Gus, soccer player / football player.
Yeah, well, Coach Keeper's going to go recruit another one for next year now.
I would think you'd have to. He's 2 for 2.
Success he's had in the last couple of years. Another good kickoff down to about the 6. Little burst of speed there. He's going to cross the 40. He's got a lead blocker. He's across midfield. Inside the 40 down to the 30-yard line before he's brought back down. Nice return there.
It's number 10.
Jaden Patterson returned that kickoff for Somerset.
Senior.
And James Kropelnicki made the tackle for the Blackhawks.
So where's this being spotted? The 26. So a 68-yard return there.
And Somerset has a first and 10 to begin this drive at the Baldwin Ridgewell 26.
So Blackhawks headed to level 4. In all likelihood, that game will be played against Lodi. And there's obviously going to be some second half left.
Up from Lesha. Goes up.
Just do that
5
more.
points at him. That's no knock. And he's like, what do I do? The kid's got me by about a foot. And he's got about a 3 to 4 foot vertical. So quickly, Donnelly up to Lesha. They connect again. Putting some more points on the board.
2-point conversion attempt coming up.
So Donnelly now 5 catches, 151 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Lesha, you mean?
Yeah, what did I say?
You said Donnelly, the quarterback.
Donnelly, the
Yeah.
ball carrier, does not make it into the end zone.
2-point conversion unsuccessful. Spartans put up 6 more.
Sam Aho
Now
with the
63 to
tackle for the
26.
The two-point
Blackhawks.
conversion count fails. 4:26
Yeah,
remaining in the fourth quarter. It's
what
Golden
Dylan
Eagles
Lesha
33,
brings
Somerset now
to
26.
an offense. The size, the speed, the jumping ability. I mean, not to be greedy, but that's kind of the one part that we miss in our receiving corps, right? We have Gavin, who's very quick, elusive, great ball catching ability. We have the big, strong Colin Fritz. Graydon's another vertical threat. Then we have our back types that are really good at catching swing passes, making guys miss. But Lesh is just tough when it comes to a jump ball. He did the exact same thing against us in the regular season. Just give him a chance, and all winter, if I'm on his team, I'm just putting the ball up near the rim and saying, "Hey, go do your thing." And
see now the coach would give me the ball and say, "Hey Nick, shoot it," and it'd go right to Lesh as a perfect pass every time. Like,
Yep.
oh, that wasn't a shot. That was a alley-oop.
it's gonna go out of bounds.
Kick will go out of bounds, and the Blackhawks will get it at the 35-yard line.
And yet, we still have. Oh, so
the Lodi Xavier game in the fourth quarter. Lodi 21, Xavier 7.
okay. So find the spot in between here and Lodi, Nick.
18-16, I see Northwestern now ahead.
What did I say before?
Remember.
Oh, he says 32-18 St. Croix Falls, fourth quarter.
Oh, no, it was a little late.
So I opined lacrosse at one point. Maybe we go further east.
Landon Venedal, number 11.
Ball was blown dead there before
Number 11 is
it came loose.
Ball carrier in that play was
We do have some new Blackhawks out there. That was Trent Gordon on the carry. Venedal is now
There was no gain on the carry.
taking snaps.
Second and 10 from the 35.
A lot of the line stays the same. Inside of 4 minutes to go here now.
Landon hands it off to twin brother Dawson.
Dawson Venedal, the ball carrier.
They'll pick up 3 or so.
Cooper Spoon on the tackle. Gain of 2 yards in the carry.
3.5 minutes to go.
Brings up
This will be the last game here at King Field.
We said that before, but I think we could say it with a little bit more certainty. Level 4 will be played at a neutral site. Winner of Level 4 will go play 2 weeks from last night in the state championship game. Who did we throw that one to?
Pass completed to Logan Johnson.
Is it that far already? There are only 2.
Yep.
I thought there was six levels, but
Nope. Logan Johnson, number 10.
Gain of 4 yards on that pass reception. Brings up 4th and 4 from the 41. Punt formation for the Blackhawks.
Nick informs me that he is going to let his reffing life and his announcing season this night. So
I can't be here in 2 weeks, understand, or what?
well, we can't announce the state championship game. They do that on the big TV.
Still can't do it? I
Nope.
mean, oh. Then
Nope.
I guess. Thanks for allowing me to do it again.
Well, thanks for doing it. It's fun.
I enjoy it, and it's a good ride.
Oh boy. And that's another turnover.
And a muff punt return.
That was a
Recovered
muff return that was
for the Blackhawks
recovered.
by Colton Huff.
Was that Hush that got that one? He's had his share of turnovers this year that he's been on the end of, and he gets one more fumble recovery. That one more sponsored by Pac-Man's Concrete. All of your concrete needs, get a hold of Nick or Jason at 612-804-5222.
Werner says we ain't giving it back. Defense is
Down
over.
with tackles.
So he has wow. Lucas Deshane,
First and 10 for the Blackhawks in the Somerset 33.
8 tackles. Noah Sarr, 10 tackles. Brighton Lochterman, 8 tackles. Not the usual suspects, but it was other guys stepping up, getting it done on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, again, that first drive for Somerset was Gebheim with 3 carries, 65 yards, and a quick touchdown. But since that point, they kind of put a pretty good stop against them. So, talking about the penalty here, I believe it's an illegal substitution.
He's got to come inside the numbers. I don't know if he did. So do we have to snap it again?
Depends on when he blows his whistle.
Why are they backing it? Why did we just lose like?
Penalty against the Blackhawks.
Shouldn't be 5 yards from the end of the run.
That's what they gave us.
I know.
Though. It shouldn't be. It should be you don't get to play in the penalty and make it second down.
That was a 9-yard penalty.
Jeepers.
Although we did see the kneel down earlier where they kneeled in the shotgun and only lost a yard too. So congratulations, Somerset, on a wonderful season, but come up short here tonight. Sorry to interrupt you there. It was the Blackhawks 63, Somerset 26.
So the site of the level 4 game will be announced sometime this weekend. I'm gonna go and make a guess that we will return to the spot that some of these guys played a game to go to state basketball and come up short. So 2 years ago we went to Arcadia, came up short in our quest to make it to the state championship, state finals for basketball. I have a feeling that we may be going back there. Not a feeling, but a guess. And maybe we'll go back to Arcadia and we'll try to finish a job that we didn't complete 2 years ago on the hardwood. So for Nick Pack, for Zach Ambrose on the camera, I'm Jeremy Naggard. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We will be somewhere next Friday, we hope, broadcasting, and join us there as we attempt to go back to the state championship game for the first time since 1994. Runners up at 94. Last time we were in level 4 was 2010. We lost, came up short to Kiwani, and came up short in 2008 to the Jared Aberderis-led Watoma Faith Christian. So level 4 next week. Hopefully we see you there. Till then, have a great weekend. So long, everyone.